Play.
Shark Zero's in here talking about the Fantastic Four from 5 years ago. I still haven't seen it. I hear it's awful.
One. Game News Live.
Alrighty. Hey.
Hello.
How you
And
doing?
the audio did work.
Over there.
Congratulations.
What's up?
Hey.
Joel here with Clay Doggy and Mel, as always.
Hello.
Our host here for Game News
Hello.
Live. We're about to start it up and give you the weekly game news. Clay collects it every single week, and he chooses the things that we want to talk about. I don't know
This
if
is
we
not
want to
all
talk
the game.
about it.
There's like, yeah, over the course of the week, I take like 150 articles and I compress it to like 7.
Yeah.
Yes, there's much more game news than what we're going to do, but we don't want a 5-hour show.
Yeah, there's a lot of game news, but is it like worthy though? Like
Some of it is. Some of it is a necessary cut, and I'm just and I'm like, okay, this article or this one, what's it gonna be? And it was like there was one, there was like a rumor control this week about Pokemon that I threw away because it was like we don't need that. But
Yeah.
it was
So what's up, everyone in the chats? Thank you for joining us. We can see a couple of people on there on all different networks. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook as well. If you want to say hi, go ahead and put it up on the chats now, and we'll put you up there so that way we can see it. But yeah, we're gonna start off with I don't know. You always have these new ideas of what we should talk about. If playing anything. I didn't have a chance. I was actually working on this whole thing and a couple of other things this whole week.
yeah.
But Clay, what have you been playing so far?
This week actually slowed down a lot. I've been really busy at work this week, so all I've been playing this week is about the same as last week. Is Knights of the Old Republic 2. You know, quite an old game.
Right.
You know, which I actually never played, and it was one of those like backlog, like I should really get to this kind of games, and I'm still going through that, and it's great. Just like
What
the first
part
one.
of the game are you on?
I am about to, and I'm still closer to the beginning. If you know the game, I'm on the Harbinger, and I think I'm at the end of that part. So that the Harbinger is like the second area of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. So like there's the ship that you like wake up on, and then you move to the Harbinger, and now I'm like leaving that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Now, what you up to this week?
Well, like Clay, work has been kind of taking over my life. So, but I've basically gone through, I guess, some parts of the DLC of Borderlands 1. So,
Oh, that's cool. You playing with anyone? Because that game's kind of boring
No.
on single player.
I know, but it's just trying to get through it and see what the other DLCs were. I'm on the Dr. Ned zombie
Oh,
DLC. So
is that the first one? Is that the first
I
DLC?
think that
Yeah.
was the only DLC that popped up on my missions.
Yeah,
So-
Joel, what you just said was my experience with Borderlands completely. I tried it out because I knew a lot of people who were playing it, and I played Borderlands 1 by myself for about an hour and a half, and I was like, this is a very boring shooter.
Yeah, it is definitely
It's
meant to
fun
be
with
played
friends.
with,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or what is it, 3 people? 3 people?
it's you and 3 others.
total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last time I played Borderlands, I think we were still on our previous release of Junkies when we were in the garage. That's how long
Oh.
it's been.
Jeez.
Yeah, I played Borderlands 2 and it was a little bit better, but still, like, single player was just lacking.
Borderlands. I have finished through Borderlands 3. I haven't played the newer DLC and stuff like that, but it's interesting. But like with everybody else, I enjoy Borderlands 2 a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and for me, it's just been working on this stream, as you can clearly see that.
I'm going crazy again.
Yeah, Clay is just he's in 16-bit mode. I don't know what's going on with
Yep.
that. But yeah, check. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on the chats. We're gonna start off with the latest releases because that's always what we do. But try to get those out of the way. So might as well get started with it. This week on new game releases, we got Hitman 3. Play.
Yes.
I like I told you before the reboot, like of Hitman, I've had some pretty good times with Hitman, but after the reboot, it just kind of fell off, and I wasn't interested. I don't know if you've had any experience with that game since the reboot.
So I'm trying to fix my camera here at the same time while talking.
I don't think you can. I think that's actually like happening on the OBS stuff. The OBS.
It might be
stuff.
OBS because it's not happening on my screen.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
weird.
it'll clear up. Who knows? Yeah. Well, because Mel said that last week too. She said she was seeing it fine, but she didn't see the stream go nuts. So I don't know. Whatever. Hitman. Yeah. Since if people are calling it a reboot, they are actually sequels of the older games. But since the 2016, I think it was when that game came out, and then they did a Hitman 2, and now this is 3. This all follows one giant storyline. These games are rock solid. It's Hitman gives you the freedom to basically play the game however you want, and I think that's the great part about it. So like, kind of like if you're going to play like Dishonored, they literally just put you in the map and they say that guy is your target, go. And what you do, yeah.
Don't you tempt me with that. That's my favorite series.
Yeah.
Dishonored was amazing, and and I loved it. I loved all the DLC too. Death, the Outsider, all that stuff. Loved it. Had a blast with all of them. And Hitman's the same kind of game. It just puts you in a map and says, okay, 47, go kill John Doe, and that's it. And how you do it, completely up to you. You can set up a super elaborate trap and have him kill himself somehow, or you can just run in with a gun and shoot him in the face and run away.
I've seen some crazy YouTube videos of just people just doing, I'm pretty sure what was not intended, and if it was, that it was super elaborate to get a mission.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pumped. 1 and 2 were both good. I just went through 2 for the first time about 3 weeks ago, something like that, and it was a blast. Like I'd never played. I played 1 when it came out, but that 2, a lot of fun. Super pumped. Hitman 3 is probably going to be really good. If you haven't played 1 or 2 as well, and you want to get into it, basically all of the maps for like our Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 are going to be in 3 as DLC. So they did the same thing with Hitman 2 when that came out, where they included Hitman 1 as added DLC. You just have to buy it. Right. So it's like, instead of buying 1 and 2 together, you can just buy 2 and add 1 into it. Or if you're buying 3, you can now add 1 and 2 into that. And every game, they clean up the engine, they make it run a little better, everything's a little prettier now. So all those graphical improvements and performance upgrades go into 1 and 2 also, which is really cool.
I think they also offer like a lot of the VR stuff as well. Like they were talking, they have in here that you can play the entire world of Assassin's Creed. That's actually pretty cool.
When they announced that, I know some VR heavy people out there who are like super pumped to play this. The video footage that they've shown off of the VR looks pretty cool so far. I thought it was hilarious when they first showed it off because, like all the Karens out there saying that all video games are just murder simulators and they're just training people how to be angry killers. And it's like, Hitman in VR, you're basically teaching somebody how to kill.
Yeah.
We should probably tell those Karens, it's like, no, we're kind of aware what happens after we do something like that, and I just really don't look forward to jail or prison. So that's usually what stops me from wanting to murder you. And
we know the consequences of what happens.
yeah, there's no respawn here.
Yeah.
Sorry. But,
no saving and respawn.
BK Melendez says, I believe any game they release while the development is done from home will release broken.
And that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I hope Hitman is as bug free as possible. But look, and okay, I'm just going to be the negative Nancy here right now and say, like, just 95% of every game released over the past 10 years has been broken. So it's like,
isn't that kind of weird though? Like, now it's becoming a norm to where we just let that, not let it, but we're just kind of allowing that often.
Oh, and it's not like as gamers we're doing anything to stop it. We still pay the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we wanted to send a message, we wouldn't buy the game on day one. We wouldn't pre-order the game at all. And that would teach Ubisoft a lesson, because they just dumped $50 million into making the new Assassin's Creed game, and nobody bought it on day one because they knew it was going to be a broken mess. That would send the message. But the fact that people are still pre-ordering games and doing all that from, it's nothing's going to stop. It's just they're going to get a bad reputation for a while and then redo the same thing again, and people are going to buy it again. I mean, that's
just so
really all
weird
there
that
is to it.
we've gone to that point, because we kind of see the exact same thing happening with movies, right? But still, people are gonna go just want to watch it or don't know anything about it. That talks to a fan base, kind of like Monster Hunter, which I heard was kind of okay, but it's kind of a mixed bag right now because of COVID. So
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my bandwidth for it. But whenever it comes to my eye sockets, I'll watch it. I'm pretty sure they took a hit as well as any other movie at this point in time that theaters are closed.
All movie studios are taking a hit. Yeah, theaters are dying right now. But as far as the movie industry goes, I mean, with how like everybody or like Chris Nolan freaking out because like HBO Max secured that deal to basically air any new movie from like
they're showing the movie.
Was it Warner?
I believe
Warner Brothers that they did a deal with. It was somebody where they basically got rights to like every theatrical release on HBO Max. And people were like, I mean, but that's how these companies are making money right now. HBO is willing to pay for that. So like Warner is going to be profitable this year because of HBO Max.
I think Maddie has it here where he says, why completely finish a game when you can have people post beta test for you and patch later, pay you for the privilege to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah. It sucks though. Like today's day and age of releasing buggy games, or even like the expected day one patch, I'm personally not a fan of. I remember this is a few years ago, I was reading this article with this one developer, and he was talking about basically like the state of gaming, like where we are right now, but like the reason why games are released broken with a day one patch and everything like that. And he was talking about how the industry works now, and it was like, or like how it's evolved into this state. And he even had like this little side clip, and he goes like, yeah, if anybody wants a game to be released with no bugs and no day one patch, they're living in the 90s. And I was like, yeah, but the 90s were great for video games. Like, we got good games. Yeah, there were some buggy games, but you couldn't patch back then. I couldn't.
So there was way more testing done.
Right. I can't remember a game back in cartridge days where I was just like, this game's completely broken and unplayable. Maybe I can count them in one hand. That was about it.
Well, that's the thing. There was much more quality control being done on games back then. Now it's just like, because of the way and they blame game certification for like a lot of it. Like, so when Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo wants to certify a game, it's like, it's a pretty long testing like initiative, and it takes a few months. Right. So like, the new Ass Creed will be submitted to Microsoft and Sony and say like, hey, we want to release this on your console. And then for them to test it and certify it, it could be like 2 months. Right. And they have to factor that into their dev time cycles and everything like that. And I get it.
It's a lot more complicated now with just how immersive a game can be. Take, for instance, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk has so many assets and everything like that they have to get it right the first time. Yeah. So I would think that it was just quality control.
The first time.
Yeah, well, quality control is just going to be so much harder because you just have so many other assets that you have to worry about besides a couple of pixels left and right and sprites.
Yeah.
That's about it. But
it
is what it is.
Don't worry, Raven. We're gonna get to Cyberpunk. We actually have 2 stories on Cyberpunk today, so that's cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to rumor control. This week we have more GTA 6 rumors floating around that this time we're probably gonna get a female protagonist. Which is kind of a welcome thing, but at the same time, we're kind of wondering, like, why hasn't it happened before?
True. Why hasn't it happened before? 2, why didn't they just go the Saints Row route and just let you create your character?
Yeah.
And then incorporate that.
That's true.
Like, Saints Row basically said, are you a male or a female? And then you can create your character and apply, like, one of 4 voices or something to that character. And then that character was in every cutscene. That was like,
But then you can also say like every GTA that has been released aside from the multiplayer has always been very story driven and very specific to a certain like demographic or even like a creed or something like that. Like look at GTA 4. I mean, you couldn't have Cousin Bellic talking about big old titties if you were a female protagonist. You know what I mean? Like, you just...
Yes, you can.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It probably
that would be
wouldn't
awesome.
work.
If Roman was a female, that would make that character even better.
Because she was all like, oh, she's
big American titties. You know, it's like, come on. That's like the best character in the game anyway. So no, it's like, but yeah. So okay. So by the way, just a side note, this similar to last week's with the Vice City rumor. This is comicbook.com again. I think Google got a hold of the fact that I clicked on their website once and was like, we're just going to feed rumors to you from comicbook.com.
Now you're stuck in their AdSense freaking algorithm.
So I actually went to the website and like I was just clicking around on this website and I was like, wow, this is a crappy website. It's like, this is just hearsay and rumor from every source available. And that's like every article they have on this website. It's like, no matter what, it's like sports, movies, TV, and this is like the video game section. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, like next, and granted, I know we are just giving them publicity right now, which is bad. It's like, this is like, watch next week. It's like, it's going to be even worse. It's like, yeah, but according to their sources, there will be a female protagonist in GTA 6, and some dude on Twitter was like, yeah, man, I know a guy who knows a dude, and he works at Rockstar, and he said that's totally real. So that's why this article came out.
This is word for word. I can verify that someone in the know a few years ago confirmed that. I'm like, there's so many different ways to take
It's like, this is why people hate internet rumor, because it's like, yeah, there's just no way. It's just like, oh yeah, my cousin's former ex-roommate's uncle who works for Rockstar was like, yeah, that's totally true, bros. Yeah, no, this is stupid. But I would welcome a female protagonist in GTA 6. I think it's high time they did that. Like,
especially a very catered story, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like, granted, we don't even know what it is, but it's like, shake it up, guys. You know, like, it's cool. You know, like it doesn't always have to be a gruff psychotic dude. You know, like.
I mean, it just fits my demographic, but still.
Yeah, but dude, I GTA is a money machine.
Yeah.
It's nothing is going to hurt the sales of Grand Theft Auto.
Matt, my dad works at Nintendo.
Yeah, it's that same thing where it's just like, all right.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the Cyberpunk news that you were mentioning. This is still rumor control for you. So let's go on with that one.
So this one came out last night, and the article is a Kotaku, but it actually points to a Bloomberg article where this actually originated. Bloomberg makes you pay to read their website, so I just kept the Kotaku article on there because I ain't paying for internet rumors. So, yeah, I'm going to pay with my click for the ad revenue that you just got, so enjoy. F off if you want me to like subscribe to your website. Nope. This is a really interesting article, though. This is Jason Schreier, who's a pretty accomplished, reporter who works for Bloomberg right now. He wrote this whole big thing about, and this is a report, so therefore it's pretty much rumor at this phase. But this is like, in speaking with people at CDPR and in speaking with other insiders who remain anonymous to protect their jobs and everything like that. Basically, if you skim the article, it's like that first showing of Cyberpunk we got like 7 years ago was bogus. It was just fake. Like that was just like a sizzle reel that they created just to like get people interested. They didn't even so it was announced in 2012, but they didn't even begin starting the game's development until 2016. So 4 years of development time, not 8. When it was announced last year that it would be launched, or no, in 2019, I keep forgetting it's 2021 now. In 2019, when it was announced that it would be out in 2020, apparently even the devs were like, that's never going to happen. This game is nowhere close to being ready. 2022, maybe. But
there are so many layers to this, though.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, there was announcements of, we're never going to treat our team members or our developers
about
crunching a game out for the sake. Like, dude, you did everything you said you weren't going to do.
Yeah. And now, let's go in and fast forward the next, Cyberpunk story just on top of this one.
Sure.
But yeah, where they're like, this is the I'm sorry video. This is I'm sorry. We're sorry.
This is cringy for me to watch.
Yeah, the head dude at CD Projekt is, which like, I wonder if his PR team is there, and like in the background they have these big like cards, and they're like, look more sad, look sad.
They're
And
mostly
so
like this. Sadness.
Yeah, like look sad, and therefore it's like as he's doing this video, and he's just we have no excuse, we're sorry. And it's like, and he talks about the reason, like, the old gen, as he calls it in his video, which I agree with because it's last gen at this point, the last gen versions were so bad is because they focused so much on the PC version, like, which they're primarily a PC developer. I get that, but it's which
makes sense because the PC version is the one that's least buggy. Take a look.
Least buggy. Still not great. But it's like, if you watch this video and you try to like put together their timeline on this, it doesn't still add up. And so I think this video is like, it's PR. It's obviously PR. It's just spin. Like, they're trying to turn the image around, but at the same time, they said last January that the game was ready. They said it's done, but we're going to delay it to September just to polish the edges.
The thing that gets me is always going back to like my own experience in a professional setting where I'm either the engineer or the developers. I have this team of suits that are going around saying the things that they want to say, so that way they get benefits off of their stocks or whatever. But then it's just like, if your development team is telling you that it can't happen, which we already have rumor that is actually being said by the developers. We said that this is impossible by 2021, right? They were thinking of more like 2022 release.
They said 2020, but the devs were saying 2022.
Yeah. If they're telling you that this thing needs that much time, and you're just like, release it now because we need monies, and then we'll just patch it later with a day one patch, and then it comes out and you're dealing with this whole thing, maybe the actual developers have, some actual logic in this whole thing, but then all of it goes out of the way. And it just pisses me off because it's just like, they're the artist. You're selling their art. If they can't make art that's worth a damn, why are you trying to sell it early? But who knows, man? It just ticks me off every single time, because I've been in those situations where people like ask you for certain things and they know your quality of work, but then all of a sudden they're like, now.
Yeah, and it's
just sad to watch this guy, because if it is legit, if he is literally like outside of PR stuff, like he could be having PR people around there that wrote this whole thing, and that's fine. But if he's legitimately like feeling like this, then you got to really ask yourself, is like, are they being like taking out of the CD Projekt Red like mantra where they were quality like Blizzard back in the day? That's
the thing. It's like, he wants to restore their reputation to being a quality developer and everything like that. They delayed it more times than they should have. They released it way too early. They said they weren't going to crunch their employees, which they did. And now they even make a point to say that to fix the game, they're not going to crunch their employees either. And it's like, whatever, man. Like, you all do you. You let me know when there's a good version of this game out, and I'll play it. Yeah. And until then, I got many other better things to play. By the way, Dark Zero had a question here. He wants to know if there's any rumors about Diablo Immortal. No. The last things about Diablo Immortal were hands-on reviews that came out last month, and everybody said it was good. But
is that the handheld one?
That's the, you guys own cell phones, right?
That was like, what, 2 years
I entirely forgot about that. I thought that was
crap.
I thought that died
Yeah.
because it got so much flack for
That
it.
was the greatest thing ever. But yeah, so Diablo Immortal was that game. The hands-on reviews of last month basically paint it as this. It is a mobile game. It is a Diablo game, but it has more of like a leveling MMO type feel to it also. All the reviews so far said it was pretty good. But keep in mind, BlizzCon is next month also. So I'm sure if you're just waiting on news for Diablo Immortal, you'll get it next month.
If anything, if Blizzard wants to regain their fan base for that Diablo game, they'll be like, we're releasing it on PC. It's gonna be available, be better than, but it'll tie into your mobile account so that way all your stuff trends. That is the only thing you can do at this point.
Yeah. Raven says in the chat here, I thought it was an April Fool's joke. That was the whole thing about you guys own cell phones, right? Because when they were doing the Q&A at BlizzCon, and the guy said, like, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke? It was like, that was so good. And it was
and that felt like a really cheeky comeback by just saying, like, they're booing us. You guys own cell phones, right? Like,
and
it's like, kidding me right now? It's like, we own cell phones, and even we don't think that video games on cell phones are up to par right now.
Like this is all bad. By the way, speaking of BlizzCon, and I guess I could have put this in rumor control. Maybe I didn't, but yeah, supposedly rumors and everything like that is Overwatch 2 nowhere close to being done. So like all the rumors right now. Yeah, and it's like all the rumors right now are basically saying like Overwatch 2 is going to be talked about next month at BlizzCon, but apparently they're about to delay it like another year. And it's like
I wouldn't expect anything less from them. Honest with you, it's like Blizzard's Overwatch game is to me a marvel. It just brought so many people together with that kind of game, and the whole development process was just pretty polished, to be honest with you. So if anything, I would expect the exact same thing from Overwatch 2.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because I'm a big Overwatch fan and I'm excited for 2, but I'd rather have a good game than a fast broken game,
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go on. We gave you a little bit of the news with the whole apology letter from Cyberpunks, but we're gonna go on to the game news. Does anyone own a PS5 and wish that they had a different color scheme, or at least like a dark mode, just like me?
Just gray.
I'll be honest with you, there's a black PS5 sale, but if anybody tried,
not anymore.
If anybody tried, it ended in disaster. So, Clay, did you try to get one? Because I know you already have one.
No, I already have one. If anything, at some point, I'll just rip the sides off of my PS5 and spray paint it or something like that. It's like,
there's tutorials on YouTube, I bet you.
Like Sony, this black and white, the router look on the PS5 is awful, and somebody came out and said, "Hey, let's do a black one where it's just a PS5 that they have modified, and it costs more." And like this thing was going to sell for like $700 something bucks.
What?
Yeah, and this website, Supers, it was like Super 5. I don't know what they call themselves. I've never even heard of this website until this article came out. But they put one on sale, and apparently, so it sold out instantly, as predicted. Even though it was way more expensive than a regular PS5.
But it's a limited run, right?
So far, but none of this is official either. Like this isn't like Sony didn't go into business with these guys or anything like that. They literally just said, "I think it'd be cool if it was all black," and so they decided to modify one with a black outside and the controller and everything like that, and sell it. And they sold out like instantly. And apparently so many people were upset that the website crashed and, like all the same crap that happens at Walmart every time a PS5 goes on sale, right? Like, so people were so upset that, as usual, because the internet is full of just amazing human beings, their company and its employees were now receiving threats to their safety because they couldn't get a black PS5. GG, humans. GG. Human beings.
Cyberpunk now this.
All of you. Yes. Good job. Good job, humans. Let's keep that train going where we just.
This kind of feels like one of those weird GTA raid stories You kind of
Yeah.
like, it's so ridiculous that it's just like, really? Like, that's hilarious.
Like on Chatterbox.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Are we sure we're not living in a GTA life right now?
Yeah, it's like this is just yeah, like or in GTA 5 when you're in the Trevor's area, like out in the boonies and everything like that. Like there's a radio station that you can only get out there. And it's like this like little local country station, but it's full of just these idiot rednecks talking about just the dumbest things. I can't remember what the radio station was called. It was so funny though. Like whenever I was doing Trevor missions, it was like that's the only radio station that plays. I'd have to jump back into that game. I don't know, but it was. But yeah, no. This is and so therefore this company Supers they basically canceled all of their pre-orders. They said, "Hey, we're going to refund every order. We're no longer doing this. Human life is the worst. See you guys bye."
dude, this is terrible. If you're just gonna like, this is the level of consumerism that we've gotten to.
Yep.
Something someone is making. It's not even an official thing. Someone is making and selling to you at an I don't know if it's a justified price. Obviously, it's justified for people who want it. But then things crash because it's out of their control, and then you threaten their life because you can't get one. Shut up and take my money style.
Look, the PS5 is a hot ticket item. I get that. You can get them all over the place right now. They are on sale. They're just hard to find. Like Best Buy restocks them all the time. Sony Direct restocks them like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep trying. You don't have to threaten anybody's life. Trust me, as a PS5 owner, there's really nothing to play on it anyway. It's like there's Astro's Playroom, the game that comes with it, which is fantastic. Everything else you can play on the PS4. You're good. It's okay, people. Calm down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I will say, outside of the whole debacle that is the Black PlayStation 5, that thing looks slick like that.
It does look slick. Like I think this is what Sony should have done in the first place. It looks awesome.
Who in Sony looked at possible different color schemes and was just like, you know
Who
what?
at Sony looked at the hardware and said, that's what we want in living rooms?
Yeah.
This entire, the black and white, the router look, this weird wavy thing that doesn't sit flat, it's like, this entire hardware design is a disaster.
I need a Netgear router made in the times of more. Yeah,
Take a Netgear router and put it in the microwave and it warps the plastic a little bit, and then there's your PS5. And it's like, this thing is ugly as hell, man. Like, I do not understand.
This is pretty bad.
You can't get Demon Souls on the PS4, BK says. Yeah, but you can get it on the PS3, so just play it on that.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, done. No, I wouldn't tell anybody to play the PS3. That thing sucks. Sony's biggest mistake.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce this one because it has way too many letters for me.
Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia.
This next news article.
Phasmophobia. Mel, you've actually played Phasmophobia, yes?
Yes, I have.
I am not a PC gamer, as you all know. I'm only really console guy, so I have not played this because it's not on any consoles. I have seen some footage of it, like on Twitch, of people I know who stream it, and it looks very spoopy. And there are people I know who love horror games who also say it's pretty spoopy. So tell us about Phasmophobia.
Let's see. You're ghost hunters. Let's see.
I've seen that show.
I know
You're
some of these
basically
words.
trying to figure out what ghost it is and try not to be scared and trying to make some money. That's basically the concept of the game.
I don't understand.
Just make money.
You gotta play this game because I see it everywhere on Twitch. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Mel, would you say it's a pretty spoopy game?
Let's just say I will not play it on VR.
Okay. So, but yeah,
I'm still terrified of it on PC.
I hear good things. I hear good things, but yeah, so the main point of this article is apparently it just got patched, like within the past week and a half. And the ghosts who can attack the ghost hunters now they now have the ability to track the ghost hunters via voice chat. So when you're talking to your friends on, like, hey, I'm checking out the office and whatever, if you speak loud enough, the ghost will hear you and they can come find you based on your voice. So you gotta want to whisper every now and then. Joe, I'm gonna go check out the bathroom. Okay, I'll be right back. It's like you want to kind of be cognizant of how loud you are in the game, because that'll, like, the ghost will become more aggressive if as in the more loud you get, because they can find you easier.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
AI at its finest.
Yeah.
Yep. The ghost will open the doors and find you in lockers if you are not careful. And the only way to stop them from getting you, according to their tweet, you have to hold the door for them not to get you.
So you're like, wait, hold on. So the ghosts have strength and they can wrestle the door knob away from you?
I guess if you do not hold the door.
This is on
you're just like,
hold the door.
Hold on. Holy crap, that is pathetic.
Like you're trying to shut the door against the fucking velociraptors, And you're
shoot her!
Shoot her! Yeah, yeah, Matt's like, we gotta play this.
He will not play it unless it goes on the console. He will not play it. He has said it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't even know if the laptop I'm on, this is my laptop. It's an i5. It has an onboard GPU. It's probably, I don't know if I can even play it.
It's
not the graphics.
We gotta go check it out. We'll check it out after this and see
what is this on? Phasmophobia. What? Phobia system rec. Yeah, I'm curious because if it's I
don't know, who'd want to play it with us?
Technically recommended is an i5 with 8 gigs of RAM, which I have, an NVIDIA GTX 970 or a 960. Yeah, mine's an onboard Intel GPU. It's this is not a gaming system.
All right.
It might be
and at the end, the Ghostbusters come out. Greatest game ever, right there. I would love more Ghostbusters video games.
Not the newer Ghostbusters, by the way.
How many players are Phasmophobia?
It's at least 4, I believe.
Okay.
But some people have glitched it where you can have more, but that's not official.
DK says Wasabi would love to play with you guys. I've seen him play it. He was one of the people I watched when I did that.
We gotta go check it out.
Yeah.
All right then.
Spoopy.
Let's
Spoopy
move on
games.
to the next one. Capcom. Ready for this? They got a new policy out.
Capcom, yes.
This is they call it just a video policy, but post stuff online. This is their rule.
This is this is their video policy, but basically this accounts for anybody monetizing on Twitch, YouTube, or any other social video sharing stuff that they want to do. Capcom, we don't know what really started this, but they now have a set of rules. So if anybody out there is a Twitch streamer, a YouTube live streamer, a Facebook live streamer, or anything like that, and you want to monetize on Capcom games, they basically have a set of rules for you to follow. And if you don't, then they can strike your video and have it demonetized.
Yeah, if you read the stuff here, it says you may make walkthroughs, tutorials, let's play, speedrun reviews, and reaction instructionals and other commentary style videos using our game footage to be shared on YouTube, Twitch TV, your website, or other video streaming sites. So then what other type of videos are we talking about? Just straight up movie story kind of videos where you're just watching the entire playthrough, or?
Could be. Yeah, there is some very vague verbiage. Very vague verbiage in here. When they didn't really go out of their way to answer a lot of questions, on their Twitter post, when they actually announced this, there were a bunch of people asking clarifying questions, and they either got no answer or they basically got a default thank you for your interest kind of thing. It was there wasn't a lot of answers being made to all the follow-up questions on this. But Joanna, if you have the show notes up, I kind of just summarized this.
So
yeah.
you put down, by the way, welcome Nod Dog and Twitch. Stream Let's Plays and monetization is allowed, but nothing can be behind a paywall, so you can't charge for it.
Correct. So like if you have like any kind of video footage that you lock away to like a Patreon or something like that, they can't have anything like that. Like
Which makes sense.
your footage has to be available to everybody. You can't lock away any of it just behind a paywall.
But then again, it's like the who. I'm not trying to get around the system. I'm just saying these are situations that can happen. It's like the only could let Capcom know that that's there behind a paywall. Somebody who got through.
Yeah.
Whatever.
True story.
Not responsible if you get flagged for licensed song, even if it's in the game.
Yeah. So if you're
appropriate. So remember Copa. What is that?
Kappa's that's the online kind of rule that came out. Okay, so first off, the licensed music, yeah. So if you're playing a Capcom game and it has a licensed track in it, Capcom won't strike your video down, but if YouTube flags it or mutes it or something like that, that's outside of their control. That's basically
from the original producer.
Yeah, so that's basically use in-game music at your own risk. The age-appropriate thing, COPPA is the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act. It's a thing that came out last year where basically like if you really have to, so like you have to age restrict stuff appropriately. Like you can't have bloody, violent, rated M, rated R stuff and mark your videos as like kid appropriate.
So I'm going to go through the rest of this list. Must have spoiler warnings and nothing from a leak pre-released is allowed unless Capcom. That makes sense. No cheats or mods. Nothing sexual or harassing. I think that's just an internet rule as it is. But this last one kind of makes me rub my chin a little bit.
Yeah.
No Twitch emotes. What does that have to do?
Well, so and it's at that point it's pretty much a copyright kind of thing. So like there are probably a ton of, and I follow a few Twitch streamers that they're like, if you subscribe to their channel and you get like custom emotes and stuff like that, a lot of them are based on other video games. So it'll be like, here's like Mario, or here's like, here's like Nemesis as like a Twitch emote kind of thing. It can't be a Capcom property on a Twitch emote.
I was thinking like you can't have official Twitch emotes in the it's Capcom.
No, it's
what?
Yeah, like so on Nerd Junkies Twitch page, if we created a Twitch emote and it was Mega Man, Capcom won't allow that because it's their property, it's not ours.
Still, that seems like a lot of investigating to be able.
Oh yeah, and I'm not. Capcom doesn't have the staffing or even the effort to go hunting people down for this. It's just if they see it, if something happens and they come across it, they'll probably be like, "Whoa, we own that. Strike it."
So I will give Capcom something. Like up on Nintendo's video policy is so locked down that it's not really known. But at least Capcom did this and gave you like the rules. Yes, there's a lot of questions here about all the stuff that I'm pretty sure this is in preparation for the Resident Evil game that's about to come out. I think they're gonna announce. Yeah. I think they're gonna show.
The trailer coming out on.
Nodog put it in the chats, and it's here in about 2 more stories. We're gonna talk about that as well. Yeah.
So cool for Capcom. Thanks for giving us a video policy. We do have more questions. Maybe they'll clean it. Maybe they're legal. Or they're like, you know what that is? The Twitch.
What's an emote? What does that mean?
Can we make money off of it? All right, so this next one, I guess we're starting a new age of Lucasfilm games, starting with Indiana Jones. And
so
this is pretty welcome.
I'm amazed Disney, Lucasfilm, all that didn't do this ages ago. Like this is like such a brilliant idea for them. But basically they took the Twitter account Star Wars Games, and they basically said we need to make a home for every Lucasfilm Properties video game.
Smart.
And now that is under the umbrella of Lucasfilm Games, which is like, this should have happened 20 years ago, but you know, like somebody just randomly came up with this.
Still waiting for Willow 2. I'll be the only one to say.
Willow 2, I thought was a movie that is being made.
Oh
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I thought I heard about that like a year
bro.
ago.
Okay. Time to check.
Willow 2. To Google. Disney Plus officially announces Willow 2 with Warwick Davis.
Yep.
That movie. I know,
You know what's awesome?
I know it's a very weird, like, adventure-y kind of game, but it always reminds me of that, what's that 4-player cabinet where you're like out in the wood, like same concept, but you're like, you beat down
Like a gauntlet?
Yes.
Yeah.
It always reminds me of Gauntlet in a movie, and I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. And I love that movie. It was just, it was a little bit campy. I was a kid, but I love that movie. But now Willow 2 is going to be made, and hopefully Lucasfilms makes it.
Yeah. Not Dog just wants, he wants Fallen Order 2, which Fallen Order 1 made enough money that Respawn should already be working on Fallen Order 2. The NES Willow game is interesting. I'll say that.
It wasn't the best.
It's a weird game. And when I say weird, it's I don't think the game knows what it wants to be. But
I don't even think the game knew what it was.
That's the thing. But it's my understanding that when that game was being developed, it was actually a different game. And then somebody said, turn that into Willow. And they just kind of like swapped out all the sprites. So it was like...
kind of like Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, 2?
2, yeah.
2, yeah. 2 is Doki Doki Panic. Yeah, and it was... But yeah, it's like... But yeah, like Willow, from what I understand, was actually being made as a different game. And then like somebody bought it and was like, cool, we're going to make a Willow thing because that movie's just coming out. And then they kind of just said, okay, now that's Willow. And it was like, this doesn't make sense at all in the Willow storyline. And they were like, and go, print. All right. You know? Matt says, I bet it gets, this is probably the year Willow 2. I bet it gets released before a decent Masters of the Universe movie. More than likely.
Probably.
I guarantee it. So, but yeah, Lucasfilm Games, they have already released. So there's, like I said, this is like the new umbrella over Star Wars and everything else. There has already been a Star Wars announcement. So Ubisoft is now, or Ubisoft Massive, I'll say, the team behind the Division games, is now working on an open world Star Wars game. So this is kind of big because this also tells the world that EA no longer has that exclusivity in place.
I think they kind of messed that up.
They messed it up huge with basically until Fallen Order came out. Jedi Fallen Order is a fantastic game, but this means that now that there's more people involved now. So I'm sure EA is working on more like Fallen Order 2. I'm sure they're working on that, and that'd be great because the first one was awesome. Just got a patch, by the way. It runs at 60 frames now. It's awesome. So that's cool.
Standard.
But yes, exactly the standard. Yeah. So that's happening, and also a new Indiana Jones game was announced by Machine Games, who did the Wolfenstein games, and that's like,
oh, hello there.
I am hella on board with this. Like,
Hello, bro.
hella on board with this. Machine Games knocked it out of the park with those Wolfenstein games. Those games were all fun. Even Youngblood. I know people didn't like Youngblood. Youngblood wasn't as bad as everybody says it was. It was good. Machine Games is a solid developer. They killed it on Wolfenstein, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Indiana Jones. Real quick, yeah, Raven says, yeah, but it's Ubisoft. I actually put a thing on Twitter about this, and I was like, Disney had to step in and kind of slap EA down when it came to Battlefront 2 with all of their crazy microtransactions. So I thought Lucasfilm Games going into bed with Ubisoft to make a Star Wars game, it was like, have you all never seen a Ubisoft game before? It's like, that's all they are, is microtransactions. Yeah. It's like, have you looked at Ghost Recon? Like,
but are we dumb to think Ubisoft didn't mistake it? Just say, okay, We're gonna roll it back a little.
Ubisoft has only made Ubisoft-owned games, so there's nobody there to slap them down. You know, like there's no Disney coming in to say, like, hey, Immortals Phoenix Rising is a single-player game, but it has microtransactions all over the place, and it's like, but there's no license holder there to like tell them to like, no, it's a single, just rip all that shit out, you know. But whatever.
Dog says, I 100% Youngblood. Had a blast with my friend and that was
it was good.
Wandering
Yeah.
Raven has quite a thought here. Assassin Star Wars Creed. I'm not mad at that. That would probably be awesome, so long as like the planetary jumping and everything was done correctly, and maybe some dogfights because I love it. But still,
that means some dogfights.
I have to say, that sounds like that could be possibly a Mando sort of a bounty hunter type of game, maybe.
A bounty hunter game. That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome.
And keep in mind, there's also Star Wars Bounty Hunter, that's already out. But you know, Galaxy, Star Wars Galaxy Rebirth. I mean, sure, Galaxies was. People said that was.
People that played it.
I know a bunch of people who played it, but once Old Republic came out, they basically said, yeah, this is better anyway. So it's like
it's better, but it looks worse.
Pretty sure they're working on Fallen Order 2. I agree. Fallen Order 2, the first one was profitable, and EA, that's all they care about, right? So like everybody loved Jedi Fallen Order. It was basically universally liked, or galactically liked.
Oh.
Hey,
gotcha.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the next one. We got Resident Evil news. I guess January 21st, we're going to get the first look of actual gameplay. Or is it going to be more CG?
This is going to be a trailer event, and it's, they say this is like Capcom hype stuff, right? Like they're basically saying on Thursday, this is Thursday of next week coming up, the 21st, they're saying, hey, we're about to drop a whole bunch of info about Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8, trailers and contests and other things. They didn't really say what, they just said, and other news. So it's like, cool, that's great. Like, I know a million people who love Resident Evil, and they're excited. I'm excited to watch it because it's too spoopy for me. But it's like, I'm ready for it. Like,
I've already heard some rumors about like some
giant
characters.
Giant, huge Chris Redfield who looks like Frankenstein's monster. You know, like
what is up with that?
His character design? Yeah, I was like, wow, what have they done to Chris Redfield? Like that is.
I know he's
not part of the WWE. Like, calm down.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, in all fairness, did you see Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5? I mean, he was pro wrestler status, bro. He was like Gears of War level jacked in that game, dude. He punched boulders, bro. I mean, come on. Like,
I'm just saying, like, if you take
boulders, and he's like, ooh.
Oh my god. If you take a look at this, it seems like it's going for more realistic.
This is going to be Resident Evil 7, but with like vampires or something. It's like, this is going to be like vampires are the rumor right now. But yeah, like Resident Evil 7, this is going to be just more of that. It's going to be first person, lots of puzzles, lots of Resident Evil, but just in first person and more grinding, more gross.
Dog says Switch ain't getting Village. Not a prayer.
So in Japan, and if it does or not, I would never play it on one because it's too spoopy. But two, I would play it on my Series X or my PS5. I wouldn't play it on the Switch. Yeah, but Resident Evil 7 was released in Japan for the Switch through their cloud streaming thing, kind of like what they did with like Doom and Doom Eternal, and like Hitman 3 is going to be released via cloud streaming. So like, if Village does come to the Switch, it'll probably just follow the cloud streaming thing. But no, there's no way they could put that game like natively on the Switch. Like, wouldn't happen.
I mean,
I think it'd be too powerful.
They did do amazing things. It's Eternal.
I heard if you're in, like a bandwidth strong enough place and all that, the Switch cloud streaming, I hear it's good. Like I hear like there's no complaints. It's just I don't know why I would do that to myself. I would just play it on my Xbox. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I guess we get some bad news with all the great news that we've been getting with Super Mario.
Shocking news that
Very
nobody saw
shocking.
coming. Shocking.
Yeah.
No one saw this coming a mile away.
I mean,
Yeah.
kind of hate to see it still, though, right? Because you get
You do
all
hate
this
to see
hype
it.
going for the thing, and then all of a sudden, damn you, COVID! You take another prized possession.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Nintendo World was supposed to be open next month, which was never going to happen, and now it's currently delayed indefinitely, which means they don't have a date. They're probably just taking it day by day to see, how COVID numbers in Japan do. Like, hey, let's revisit this in a week, and then another week, and then another week, and see how we're doing.
To be honest with you, there's something like great about just being able to go to a park and not have to worry about all these restrictions. So I would rather.
Or you can just go to Florida.
Or no.
Yeah, true.
Or how about no?
Gives no Fs whatsoever.
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida gives no Fs at
Oh
all.
my goodness! Like,
Zero Fs given. Florida is like open for business, bro. You wanna go sit on Mickey Mouse's lap? Done. All right.
Just make sure you wear a mask.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Like if you all want to go to an amusement park, Florida is open for business. They will take your money. Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks. We're gonna have to wait until declaration of.
Lifted, yep.
Pretty sure for anyone who like got tickets early, that they're probably just.
There's on that article, which goes to Universal Studios Japan's website, there's all sorts of stuff on there about how people are getting refunds and everything like that. So it's like if you had pre-ordered your stay or anything like that, here's how you get your money back and all that, which is nice. Like at least they had a plan. Yeah. Like I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't just keep your money anyway, but at least they're already ready with a plan to say like, click this link here and we'll get your refunds, scheduled or whatever. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, like I said, this was not surprising one bit. So it's whatever.
You just hate to see it.
Yeah.
All right, so the last article, I believe. Actually, you know what? I have an extra article after this one.
Shoot.
But after this one. So Hitman 3 DLC is kind of confused.
Yeah, so earlier when we were talking about Hitman 3 being the new release, I also mentioned that you can download the Hitman 1 and 2 levels into 3. And it applies like all the new physics upgrades and graphical updates and everything like that. It's really cool. This is the official link, which is in the chat right now, to their whole pre-launch guide on how this works. And it basically tells you like what you get with the game when you buy it. Here's how you, there's a section on this. I have it pulled up in another tab myself. If you scroll down enough, there's a section in there called the Access Pass FAQ. And this is where it comes into where you can plug 1 and 2 into 3. Access Pass as a FAQ. So like it keep going down. Like it's one of the white areas, not the black area. Right there. This is like I was reading through this. Okay, so I'm going to give a little warning here for you PC people out there.
Oh,
this is an Epic Epic Game Store exclusive for 1 year. So that's pretty normal nowadays actually. Like Epic's doing really well with stuff like that. If you want to plug Hitman 1 and 2 into your Hitman 3 on PC, it's kind of strange. So Hitman 1 is available on the Epic Game Store already. Hitman 2 is not. So there's no way for them to validate that you own it, right? So basically, you can buy Hitman 1 on the Epic Game Store and it'll just sync right in. Or there's actually a free option for it as well. Because you bought Hitman 3 on the Epic Game Store, there's a free option for Hitman 1. Hitman 2, they can't do that. So you get 80% off Hitman 2 for like the first 2 weeks. So you might, if you already have Hitman 2 on Steam, you might have to buy it again. if you want those levels. Or just keep playing Hitman 2 on Steam, you'll be fine.
The hell?
So it's just weird because they're like, yeah, it's this whole section. But then again, and then there's, like I said, this whole access pass FAQ thing, it just gets confusing. So they're like, if you have it on Stadia, everything's unlocked already because it's all one network. Switch, you can't do it on Switch, it's only Hitman 3. But then it's like, there's this whole section in here, it's like, Hitman 1, Game of the Year, Access Pass. Here's how you get it. If it's on console, if it's digital, if you have a disc, or if it's on PC. And then it's like every little sub area. Hitman 2 Standard Pass, Hitman 2 Game of the Year Edition, Hitman 2 DLC. And it's like, I don't know.
Or just log into a separate thing.
No.
I get what they're trying to do. Like, I appreciate that they're trying to help everybody. It just comes across the way they word everything and phrase everything. It's like, wait a minute. So I have 1 and 2 on the Xbox. And if I play 3 on the Xbox, do I get them already? It's like, well, if you have them on disc, then you have to put the disc in and go to the in-game store and access the Access Pass, which is free. And then that unlocks it as your DLC. But then you go to 3 and you can enable that DLC. And I'm like,
Too many steps.
you know, like there's that like Emperor's New Groove with Kronk with like the little map. And it's like, by all accounts, it doesn't make sense. You know, it's like where I'm just like, I just want to know how to play Hitman 3. Yeah. I am excited for
that could
3.
make
I think it's
this
gonna be
worse is if they actually like read it to you, French accent.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I think they're Danish actually.
Oh,
It's
there you
yeah.
go. I keep thinking
But yeah,
Ubisoft, but
Yeah, no, yeah, Ubisoft is like super French.
super
yeah,
French.
it's
Every single
super
PR
French.
video is just like
It's
subtitles.
just Yves Guillemot jumping in front of the camera and like nobody can understand him. Hello, I am Yves Guillemot from the Ubisoft.
Oh.
That's my super stereotypical like racist French accent.
Nodog
but yeah,
says Kane and Lynch 3, please.
I'd be okay with a Kane and Lynch 3, but 1 and 2 weren't that good. It's like, if they wanted to like greatly improve the series, I'd be on board. But in their current, like, those games were okay. They were decent. Like, they weren't like, for being like story-based co-op shooters, I would take another Army of 2 game over Kane and Lynch 3.
Just for the fact that I'm in it. Just saying.
Yeah, Rios. Yeah, Now Hitman, I'm excited. Kane and Lynch 3 would, I mean, if they want to try it again, I'll play it, but I wouldn't say I'm like looking forward to it. Why don't they? Let's see. Dark Zero's asking, why don't they sync it from Steam too? Because Steam and Epic don't like each other, man.
Nope, they do not.
Yeah.
Still,
Like,
if they
they
were
don't-
trying to make it easier for, they do what he does. Lost the war. Just connect it all to Steam. Just buy it eventually.
Yeah. Epic Game Store, the little I've used it, because I don't PC game that often, it was solid. It worked. And I get free games on it every week that I'm never going to play.
Boom.
I would have to disagree with you.
It's Thursday. Better log in and get my free games.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice getting free games, but it would be nice to also be able to launch it. Epic. Fix that shit.
Is it like their launcher that's not working?
Yeah.
I will
I can
admit,
never get it to load. I've reinstalled it, uninstalled it, reinstalled it. I have tried every option they give me. It will not launch.
Did you turn it off and back on again?
Yes, I have.
So here's the thing. I will support Mel on that one because I have all the kids' computers, everything. They're pretty beefy specs. Everything works on them just fine. But Epic sometimes takes a crap every single time we try to get like their free games. And I don't understand why, because
I have to go to the website to even do that.
I was going to say, are you getting the free games through the launcher?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I always just do it on my phone, like
I
on
totally understand
epicgamestore.com.
I totally understand that, but because they all have their own separate accounts and I'm just trying to claim the game, I don't want to just log in, log out every single time of their accounts just to be able to get the. But whatever.
I got you.
It's a free game. It's the littlest thing I can do. Usually restarting the client fixes the whole situation. But it's just like, I don't need another launcher for this. This is why I fully support good old games, Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Galaxy.
This is why I love that thing, because it's like I can download it from whatever client that I want. It will do it on its own, and it'll just sync me up with that account.
That was a great idea. That when I first read about that, I was like, that's how you do it, man. Because like, if you can have a single pane of glass for all of your games, like that's perfect. Like at that point, it's like, do I own Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PC? And it's like, hold on, let me log in here, let me log in there, let me go to Steam, Epic, the Rockstar launcher over here. It's like, the Windows Store. It's like there's so many different. It's like, hold on, I have to check everything to make sure I have my 107th copy of Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
On the ColecoVision.
Oh God, if only.
Oh my God.
It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have a ColecoVision. Hold on.
Is there one? No, but yeah, Cranky Pants says, don't get it on Thursday. Servers crap out during that time because all the peasants are down. Sure, but
I will say this. I redeem my games usually, or I purchase them for free usually on Thursdays because my phone reminds me to do that. I've only seen Epic Game Store crap out once, and that was when they put GTA 5 on there.
Yeah,
like
that was
GTA 5. No, that was like a year after they started doing it. No, but when they offered GTA 5 for free, it took their website down for like a day.
Oof.
Because everybody and their mom tried to get hold of that game.
Wait a second.
That one.
GTA 5 wasn't their first free game?
No. GTA 5 was, like I said, that was like a year after they started doing that.
Man, I missed out on so many games.
Yeah, bro.
It's a pretty respectable library for everything that started off with GTA 5. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you hooked on to games that you to start utilizing their feature, but it's just like I would still rather have version Steam. That's just me. Mr. Cranky Pants says, if you can't use the client, use the browser to claim the free game. Yeah,
that's what I do. Yeah.
But with all the kids' accounts, it's like logging in. That's what I just said a second ago. I'm gonna go to the last article, and this one's gonna be a quick one. I don't know if anybody's seen the shots from the new Mortal Kombat movie, the first look reveal. Dude, I'm not mad at it. It's pretty cool because I know this actor. I've seen him from, I think he was on Westworld. He was on a couple of other movies. He was on a Marvel. He was on Avengers as the person fighting Hawkeye when he was like that mysterious emo guy that lost all his family. That was him. Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's Johnny Cage. I'm assuming it is.
It's not. So the new Mortal Kombat movie, I'm not mad at it. But the only thing that's kind of like a question mark to me is, so that's not Johnny Cage. His name is like, it's something Cole, C-O-L-E. And it's like, why don't you just put Johnny Cage into it? Like, do we need a new character? Like, was that something that was needed?
I mean, I would appreciate new characters instead of the same thing over and over again.
But everybody else in this trailer, or in these shots, you have Sonya, Kano, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and now like this dude. Yeah.
Nah, Dogs is like, it's gonna suck. It's like automatically. So I assume that this guy with the red eye is just gonna be Kano, and eventually he might get the plate on his face.
Hello, baby.
I mean, it looks like he already has like a scar. They just haven't put that yet.
So
did you see that actor from the original died?
Yeah, Trevor Goddard, the actor, yeah, he died.
Aww.
So I bought Subnautica on the Epic Game Store. I'm like checking my purchase history on the Epic Game Store. I bought Subnautica for free in December of 2018.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I do.
So that was basically the start of all the free games because it's no wait, hold on. It's like yeah, because after that, it's like every month I have like every week I have it like a new game. So it was Subnautica was the first free one that I'm aware of.
Yeah, and then during like Christmas time, they'll do it for like almost the entire month. You get a free game every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was fun. Basically
GTA 5 was May of last year.
Basically told the family, all right, everybody, turn on your machines. I'm gonna remote into it and claim your free game.
Time to free stuff things.
Yeah, but check it out. I'm assuming that obviously that's Kung Lao. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, yeah. Or like Kung Lao and Liu Kang.
Yeah.
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 Which is funny because Liu Kang's actor looks like Liu Kang's brother in the first movie.
Oh, like at the very beginning of the movie when Shang Tsung kills them, your soul is mine. Yeah.
Straight up looks like him.
Dude,
I have not seen Mortal Kombat forever.
Not being
that first movie was so good. All right, it was so dumb, but
people hate on it so much. Like,
I mean, granted, the sequel was hot garbage, but like the first one was good, man. Like the first one, it was fun. It was a fun movie.
Okay, so they did fix something in the sequel that they're showing off here, and that is Jack's jacked arms. See that?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly how I imagine it in real life, even though this is still a fictional story.
So
that's how metal arms would look in real life.
Yeah, I know, because they exist. But damn, dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like the first one. Yeah, and I saw these online. I forgot the guy's name, something Cole, and there was some website. I was reading the article about it, and they said like his name is Cole, Cole, and that's not Kole for some reason. And I was like,
oh my god,
that would have only made it better if that was the case, you know?
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's he's a new character. So I was
Jack's
like, all right.
office door looks like the one from the series. Wasn't that
I saw the web series. I'm trying to think of what it was called.
Wasn't who
They have the guy from
was Jack's
Spawn.
actor? Wasn't that guy from like all those martial arts movies?
Mortal Kombat Legacy. That was the web series.
That was it.
Yeah. That was really good too.
I mean, it was pretty good.
Oh, and it freaking Spawn was Jax. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cool.
It was
That was a lot of fun.
Jax. All I needed was his signature. Yeah.
Michael J.
Oh, yeah.
White.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time we just like Mortal Kombat 3, I think.
Mhm.
3 or 2. Like, every single time he hit Superman punch, it's like ting.
Yeah.
That was sad.
That was 3, and 2 he didn't have metal arms yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome though.
He
Didn't
just
have those weird
he
spandex
just had
colors.
He just had like purple and black pants or something like that, or red and black or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Mortal Kombat movie. Check out the shots they got. I do kind of dig Kano's, if that is Kano's new look, but I'm still waiting for development of that faceplate. Let's see.
I mean, he's got to have it. It's Kano. It's like that has to happen.
Time to look at the
Yeah.
cast.
And I can't tell if they're already going to get deep into the story of whether that is Sub-Zero original or Brother Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah, like Bihan. So something that, and when you're talking about the story here, if you read this article and like I don't know if you like read it or skimmed it or anything like that, they're talking about how like all the combatants, if you will, with a K, it's like they all have like a birthmark of the Mortal Kombat dragon tattoo somewhere.
What?
Like, and that's how they know that they're like meant for this. And it's like, that kind of hurts. Yeah.
That's not how we do things here.
Yeah. Hollywood, bro. What are you gonna do?
You can just see you can just see Shang Tsung be like, don't do that.
Ooh. Ooh. No, that's a bad idea.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining our show this week. We're here every Saturday at noon Pacific.
If I may.
You may.
If I may, real quick, I just want to give everybody a big thank you. All of our followers,
Yes.
all of our fans, everybody out there. Your votes were cast.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The votes were cast. The
Did we
nominees were read, and you are looking at the winners of the most interactive web podcast show of the Interacties.
Sweet.
Applause
We
everywhere.
won.
Thank you, everyone.
Most interactiest.
We are the Interacties Gaming most interactive podcast news show.
Amazing.
I want to thank all the little people.
Yes.
I'm going to cry.
We just want to thank everybody out there.
Yes.
I'd like to
Who
thank
nominated?
my mom for
Yes.
never asking me to get off the computer.
And cooking delicious food.
and more hot pockets, ma.
Yeah. Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this
Yeah.
is the first annual, right? So
This is of the illustrious Interacties Awards. Illustrious.
Huzzah.
Yes.
Bravo.
I share this
man, I hope we get it
with
next
everyone.
year. Yeah.
I mean,
tough crowd out there.
here's hoping, right? Here's hoping.
But for now, we're just gonna enjoy our victory of
Yes.
being the most interactiest podcast
Of all of the webcast gaming podcast news shows
that are interacting with
that interact with people,
yes.
hence the Interacties.
All right.
Ergo, vis-a-vis concordantly, interacty.
Yes.
Yes.
You're
So thank
welcome,
you.
internets. We appreciate
You're
you.
welcome, planet internet.
Oh
Yes.
man. All right, let's get out of here. Appreciate everyone. Check out nerdjunkies.com. Like I said, we're here every Saturday, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yes. Is that East for you? Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, you're pointing
3
at the website. Got it.
Yes, I'm pointing at the big logo with.
Hold on. I got it. I got this.
Ah, yeah!
Mel has broken both of her arms. Okay.
But yeah, check us out at nerdjunkies.com. Also, visit our Discord. We're always talking, always chatting, always memeing, and we're also going to be posting up some more videos on our YouTube channel as well as post on our website. So check them out there. Everything links together, social links and everything, like how Clay says. But yeah, we'll see you here next
Social
Saturday.
words.
Yes, things with
Social
words.
words. Yes.
We also have comics every now and then whenever that artist block doesn't hit.
Where is he?
He's on a couple's retreat.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Andrew, we
Check
love
us
you. Please come back.
That
Please.
sounds like laziness to me.
yeah, new job,
Okay.
too stressful.
That's it.
New remote work job, too stressful.
Exactly.
Terrible. Right.
You mean I have to work from home in my pajamas?
I'm not even
God.
wearing pants right now.
This job is the worst.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next week. Come check us out at nerdjunkies.com. See ya.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye. Hee hee. Hee. I don't know why we're
Line
doing
up.
that. Hee.